One night, Chungi and Mungi sneaked into the palace to study.
Tungi, today we will strike big.
But how can we strike big with our small hands?
I'll show you.
Who is it? Who is there? Soldiers, look, someone has entered my room.
How dare you steal from the prince's room?
Stealing? What stealing? We came here to tell the prince a story, didn't we, Chungi?
Yes, our dream of telling stories to the prince will come true today.
Don't act smart. Who comes to tell a story through the window at midnight?
They don't let us in through the doors during the day and not even through the window at night. Prince, this is unfair.
Huh? I won't allow injustice to the stories. You tell me the story.
A long time ago, there was a prince just like you.
The Prince of Vijayanagar was so obsessed with listening to stories that he was always ready to listen anywhere, anytime.
Oh wow, what a wonderful story it was. I can't figure out what reward to give you at this hour.
Can you give us this necklace, Prince?
Why just this necklace? You can take whatever you want from here.
Mungi, we have become wealthy now.
Worried about the prince's obsession with listening to stories, Minister Saranga came up with an idea for the king and queen.
My king, why not divert the prince's attention from stories and engage him in the affairs of the kingdom? This way, his focus on stories will divert and eventually his habit of listening to stories will also reduce.
This is a very good idea, Saranga. From tomorrow, the prince will listen to people's problems in the royal court.
Let us begin.
Prince, Udanka is refusing to pay me for the grains he took from me.
She is lying, my prince.
I'll decide between truth and lies after hearing the story.
Story?
Huh?
We have come here for justice, my prince. Money is honey.
Put them in jail right away.
I have come with a request, Prince.
Do you have any story or not?
Story?
But Prince, we
we
haven't done anything wrong.
The prince did not come to listen to his people, but to hear the stories. Saranga's plan not only failed, but also brought new troubles. When the prince announced that from now on he would hear stories in the royal court and reward those he liked. The next day, there was a long line of people eager to tell stories to the prince and receive rewards. While some were sharing magical tales to claim their rewards, some were narrating spooky stories. The days of storytelling didn't last long. People had run out of stories to tell. That's when they started presenting old stories in new ways.
You have told me this story before. Soldiers, put him in jail. I have heard this story as well. Soldiers, why is everyone repeating old stories?
Did you call me, Prince?
Minister, what has happened to the people? They're either telling me stories I've already heard or sharing some short stories. I want to hear a long story, one that lasts for months. Whoever tells me such a story, I'll grant them half my kingdom. Announce this in the kingdom.
Rewarding people in exchange for a story seemed reasonable enough. But offering half the kingdom for a story was too much. Saranga had made up his mind to teach the prince a lesson.
I am a storyteller who travels far and wide, listening to and sharing new stories. I will tell a story that no one has ever heard before, and no one will ever hear again. Tell the prince, I have come to tell him a long story. Prince, I have a long story for you.
Long story? First, please introduce yourself.
Introducing myself will leave the story incomplete. Your Highness, consider my story as my introduction.
Okay, then let's begin.
It's a tale from long ago, when a farmer's hard work paid off, and his sugarcane fields yielded a rich harvest. The sugar made from sugarcane was carefully packed in bags and stored in the warehouse. And guess who was in the warehouse?
Who was there?
The leader of the ants. He was hungry and the food was right in front of him. He picked up the sugar grain and took it away. Then came another.
As the night fell, the prince continued listening to the story as Saranga kept narrating his tale.
Then she came quietly.
Who came quietly?
The ant. She also took a grain.
2 days passed while listening to the story, but Saranga's narration just wouldn't end.
Then the another one came running.
Who?
The ant.
2 days have passed, with ants occasionally appearing sometimes quietly and sometimes running. What happened next? What happened to the farmer?
He came back.
Who? The farmer?
No, the leader of the ants who took the first grain.
Will he take another grain?
Yes, that's what ants do.
All right, stop your story now. I don't want to listen to your story anymore.
As you wish, Prince, but my story isn't finished yet. And since you're the one backing off from listening, it means I have fulfilled your condition. So, you will have to give me half of the kingdom.
The prince had no idea that his obsession with listening to stories would cost him so much that he would lose half his kingdom. But the promise he had made had to be kept.
Minister, you?
Minister, did you do this to get half of the kingdom?
No, my prince. I did this to prevent the kingdom from falling into the wrong hands.
I'm sorry, Minister Saranga.
If you like this video, subscribe to our channel Murty Media.